of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome to Wait No More, Just Ask Jude. Are you struggling with food, body, and weight? If so, you are not alone. Millions are struggling to lose weight, chronically dieting, yo-yo dieting, emotionally eating, overeating, and binge eating. As a certified mind-body eating psychology coach, I am honored to be part of a new movement, and I can promise you this, it has nothing to do with willpower. You're not lazy and you're not crazy. Join me, Jude, each week as I shine a light on food, body, and weight that's so cutting edge and new. To be part of the conversation, call us at 888-565-1470. Find out why food determines your mood and mood determines your food. Good evening and welcome to Wait No More, Just Ask Jude. As an eating psychology coach, I help men and women to discover and look at the big picture of their lives. I help them to embrace the big picture of their life's journey. I address their relationship with food and how their relationship with food reflects their relationship with life. I help them to discover that our relationships are a reflection of how we are in relationships with ourselves. And I also help them to discover that relationships in our life play such an integral role. For more information about my eating psychology coaching and or the hottest weight loss product on the planet, simply text or call me at 775-846-0075. And if you have a question or comment, please call in at 888-565-1470. I'd love it if you would be part of the conversation. You know, my guest caller tonight is honestly an icon, and she is on her way to truly becoming America's #1 relationship expert. She's a public speaker. She appears on numerous television shows, radio shows, and speaks out in her best-selling book, Perfectly Imperfect: Key Principles Leading to Your Greatest Relationship Ever. I love this woman so much. She is a diva extraordinaire, and she's so full of love that she even has love in her middle name. Kim Love Jones, how are you tonight?
I am so blessed, Judy. I am blessed and highly favored. Yes, I am.
Yes, you are, sweetie. It is so good to hear your amazing voice. How are you?
I am blessed, sweetie. I'm so glad that you invited me on your show. What a wonderful opportunity to be on the radio with you, Judy. Judy is absolutely the best. To all of her listeners, I absolutely love her. And so
love you too, Kim.
Are a mirror to one another.
We really are. Isn't that amazing? It's really God orchestrated how we met, right, Kim? Because I truly believe that, you know, people that come into our lives completely are a reflection of ourselves. And, you know, they have something to teach us and we have something to teach them. So I am so blessed to have you in my life, Kim. And, you know, this is Kim's book, Perfectly Imperfect. And as I had mentioned, you know, the key principles that lead to your greatest relationship ever. I've read your book about a year ago, Kim, and I just received a new copy of it today. I just wanted to refresh my memory. And as I mentioned to you during my move, you know, there's so many boxes still in my garage that your book is in one of those little precious boxes out there in the garage. So I did reorder your book, and I was looking through it today. And, you know, I have to say to the listeners tonight that you're really in for a treat because, Kim, your book is so on target. And, you know, I really am so dying to know. And I do know, I have a huge preview because I did read your book, but I know that the listeners are probably very eager to find out, you know, what the key principles are that lead to, you know, your greatest relationship ever. But, you know, what really irks me, Kim, is, Why do you think that most people give up on their relationships? Because I see it all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, part of the reason why my book is, titled that, The Key Principles, is because in order to get to your best relationship ever, there are some things that you are going to have to, have as a practice in your life in order to attain that. And then once you get it, to keep it. Right?
Right.
So one of the things, and here are the key principles. It's changing your mindset.
Okay.
It is also your perception, the level of clarity that you have.
Totally.
Yes, and then it's all about your attitude, and how you respond to things. Your relationship responsibility. And do you take responsibility for your relationships?
Right.
Being stretched outside of your comfort zone, that's probably one of the most difficult, probably one of the most difficult things you can do.
Right.
And then also it speaks about trust and vulnerability.
Right.
Because even though we want to be in trusting, loving relationships, a lot of people are not. They're not
so
in
true.
a relationship because they don't trust. And so people typically, Judy, give up on their relationships because they stop believing in the power of the unit. They stop believing in the power of what they can accomplish. And in addition to that, they are wounded or hurt because of something that happened, and they just can't seem to get over that pain.
Right.
And instead of working it out, they just slowly start to give up.
Right.
They're unforgiving.
Right. And don't you think, Kim, don't you agree with this, that people enter in relationships like as two wounded children, like they're two wounded inner children in a relationship? Yes. And what happens is that, and I love your book because I love the quote by Tennessee Williams at the beginning of your book, how it's all about ego. How we're two egos in a relationship, right? Well, a lot of people don't know this. But when we break off from our inner child as we're growing up, that's when we develop the ego. A lot of people don't know this. It's kind of to protect ourselves, but actually, your ego is not your amigo. I will tell you that right now. And you know that, Kim.
I know that. I say that.
Right? So your book is so on target because, you're absolutely right. It's like these two wounded people in a relationship. And, I think, Kim, when people fight in relationships, they don't fight for their relationship.
No,
right?
They don't.
They're fighting against it, right?
Yes.
What do most of your clients struggle with? What is like the common denominator?
Well, most of them struggle with the idea, right? That they are supposed to be fighting for their relationship. Right. A lot of people think that relationships are supposed to be just so easy peasy. Like they're never going to run into any problems. Like it shouldn't, love shouldn't hurt. That's one of the most favorite, and I'm not talking about physical, abuse or anything like that. Right. I'm talking about just having difficulty.
Right.
I think that, the way things are set up today in society, people don't believe in hard work anymore. It's
so
the attitude,
true.
if you will, of millennials. You know how they say millennials go into the job, and the millennials say at the job, well, you should have this set up for me because I need this in order to work. Whereby where we come from, our parents, they just went in and they worked hard and they worked as best as they can, and they were proud of what they were doing. They didn't make those type of demands, right?
Right.
So today, I think the millennial attitude has somehow, some kind of way trickled up because a lot of people that are in relationships now that are, my age, your age, they have that same belief system that, put in work. What are you, crazy? Like, what does that mean exactly? What are you talking about?
It's a totally different era. I totally understand what you're saying.
It is.
And you know what I love, too, about your book, Kim, is that I loved it when you said that people should compliment you, not complete you. And I think the crux, as you do, and that's why your book's so on target, is that people look to others to show them their beauty, to show them their worth, to show them who they are, right? They're looking for someone to complete them. And just as you said, you need to be complete. And if you're not complete, then you're not really in the singleness. You were talking about being single. Elaborate a little on that, because I thought that was very interesting.
Okay, well, if, I come as a whole and complete person, and another person cannot make me happy. I've got to be happy already.
Absolutely.
I've been around a lot of people that are just naturally, angry. Maybe it was their rearing, their upbringing, the environment they were raised in. And, it could be a number of things that, played into the reason why they are who they are. But you have to find that inner peace and your joy in order for you to reach the level in your relationship, because we all dream of this, maybe not the fairy tale anymore, because I think we're so past that, but there may be somebody who is still believing in the fairy tale portion of marriage.
Right.
But what they didn't know, they didn't see the backstory. The backstory is that they were putting in the hard work. And if you're single, right, and, you need to be whole and complete in your singleness, really and truly, before you go out there and you find somebody else, because people carry around a lot of baggage.
You better believe
it.
They
do not tell you. They do not. Like, you wouldn't know. You have to observe this.
Right.
You have to observe.
I love your analogy with the airport. How we go to the airport and we check our luggage, and then we go through the scanner. Oh, I loved that. I thought that was so amazing.
Yes. If you could only see that, right?
Right.
If everybody came with warning labels, right?
Absolutely.
Nobody.
And I mean, Kim, don't you agree that we kind of that we repeat our wounds as we grow up, almost as kind of a second chance, or third chance, or fourth chance, or fifth chance to kind of get it right, for things to make sense, right? And we attract either our mom or our dad or how they were together, right?
I completely agree with that. I agree that we will keep making the same mistakes over and over again until we understand, until we learn the lesson.
You better believe it.
I often share the analogy that when when we were in school, even elementary school, when you were in elementary school and you were going to the first grade, you learned everything you needed to know in the first grade, right? And then by the time you went to the second grade, you graduated, you leveled up to the second grade. What you did in the first quarter of the second grade was go over everything that you learned in the first grade.
That's right.
So now, to make sure that it's solid, to make sure that you've learned the lesson, you need to know by now, how to add up 1 + 1. You know what I mean? And and know your mathematical equations, right?
Right.
And so what a lot of people don't do, they don't realize that there is a final exam to make sure that everything you've learned in that first grade year that you know. And what will happen is if you don't learn the lessons, they will inevitably just keep coming to you over and over again. And people keep thinking, like, why is this happening to me like this? Like, why do I keep meeting
over
the same
and over and over again?
You're not learning the lesson.
That's right.
Because you refuse to learn the lesson.
That's right.
And so that's what then becomes a problem,
Absolutely. And, it's the beliefs that we carry, right? It's the beliefs that we carry, the expectations that we carry. I always say, I like to make the same mistake 5 or 6 times just to make sure. It really does happen. So what do you think, Kim, is the key to creating happy relationships?
I think the key to creating and having a happy relationship is to be what you want, to be what you want to have. Okay, so if you want a peaceful house and a peaceful relationship, then be peaceful. If you want a loving, kind household and you want to create, then create that, then be that. You know what I'm saying? Create an environment that fosters peace. Like if your partner comes in and your partner says something to you that you do not agree with, we have to get to the point where we, accept and love one another. And sometimes we may not agree, and that's okay. Right.
It's
okay not
very
to always
often.
agree.
Very often you won't agree.
But But the idea is that you need you need a safe place to recluse.
Right.
You need that, right?
Right.
So create that also for your partner so that your partner doesn't go outside looking for what he can get from within. Right. So you want to be able to create a safe space for your partner. You want to be able to create a safe space even for your friends. I mean, this could be a friend thing. You don't, like you don't gossip about one another, or you don't, try to hurt one another, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So you have to create a safe space where people can come to you and say to you, this is going on in my life, and they have those moments of vulnerability, and because they trust you, so they have a place where they can come and share their innermost feelings and their secrets, right?
Right.
And so when you create in your household a safe place to recluse from this crazy mixed up world, right? Then you've created true happiness in your relationship.
Wow.
That's one of the things. So it's loving, it's being peaceful, fostering peace. It is, acceptance. It is acceptance. So
absolutely, I think acceptance is key to everything, especially yourself, right, Kim?
Yes.
I mean, once we accept ourselves, right? That's the step one to loving ourselves, right? We have to accept ourselves first, and we can't really love anyone until we love ourselves.
Right.
And you say that in your book over and over again.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Because I think that is an imperative. I do not think that you can love anyone. I don't think that you can peacefully be with anyone until you truly love yourself.
Absolutely.
I see so many people in my practice, my clients, and people that I just happen to talk to on occasion, right, that have the worst struggles with people, because they cannot seem to get along. And the reason why they have so much tension and friction going on in their lives is because they don't have a settled heart. They don't forgive. They're mulish. They're contrary. But they don't see that about themselves.
Right.
They only see what the person is doing to them.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
and
totally.
So
they don't take responsibility for their part.
Right, but even if you're at work and you can't seem to, you finding it difficult to navigate your way through some things, then maybe you need to, check yourself. You need to do some introspection. You need to figure out what this thing is that's keeping you from being your best self, from operating at a level, consciously operating at a level of excellence.
Right.
So that's important. I think that's very important.
Right. Well, you're coming out with a new book, Kim, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'm in the middle of writing it. I haven't.
Can you kind of give us a sneak peek of what that's going to be about?
It's going to be basic, more or less like Perfectly Imperfect. But it's going to be a little bit deeper than that. It's going to be a little bit deeper than that because I'm going to go.
Well, we love deep, Kim. You know me.
I'm gonna be talking about the law of attraction.
Wow, awesome.
Emotional intelligence, using situations and stories to show people how to attain the things that I even talk about. Some of the things I'm going to go a little bit deeper into the vulnerability piece and into the trusting piece, and how, if you think everybody's not trustworthy, what do you think of yourself?
Wow.
Right? Right, yeah. So that's something to think about.
That's so true, right? Because we attract what we believe we deserve.
Yes.
Right?
And you attract a lot of times who you are.
Totally. OMG, totally. Totally. So I don't know about you, Kim, but the people I get in my coaching practice are reflections of me. They are.
Yes.
We have something, I have something to teach them, and they have something to teach me.
Right.
Do you notice that a lot?
Yeah, I do. I pick up a lot of things from my clients, but you know what? I attract, and because of who I am, and because of, I'm kind of empathic in a sense. You know what I mean? Like I can see certain things about people, whether they speak them or they don't. Right?
Wow.
So they, so in a way, I'm able to see different things about what they're going through without them telling me, right? Even if I don't see them in the physical.
That's
if
amazing.
I just listen to them, right?
Wow.
And so, because I'm kind of like that, one of the things that I'm learning a lot about myself through them. Right?
Totally.
Yes.
It's like you have something to teach them and they have something to teach you.
Yes, absolutely.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Isn't it amazing? Yes. Because you know what? That is the law of attraction. And just like Kim was saying that she's going to include the law of attraction in her book, just in case people don't know what the law of attraction is, you can Google it. They have thousands of videos on the law of attraction on YouTube. But what the law says, and it doesn't matter, and Kim will attest to this, it doesn't matter if you heard of it, understand it, believe it, or buy it. You'll never defy it. It's the law of the universe, the most powerful law of the universe. And what it says is that everything is vibrational. Everything's energy. Everything's moving. And we attract that which is like back unto itself. So in other words, we emit an energy through our emotions. Through our emotions, we're emitting an energy out into the universe, and then we're attracting back to ourselves a matching energy in the form of people, places, circumstances, events, things. And so it's so important to feel good, right, Kim? It doesn't really matter what you're feeling good about, but it's so important to feel good, to attract back good things. And when we're in toxic relationships and we're in relationships that aren't good, we're not going to attract. We're going to, and you know, I think this is so key on target, Kim. And I know that you'll be like right there with me on this. Because so many relationships end. If you leave a relationship because you've had a pattern of just not good relationships, and you leave that relationship desiring a better relationship, you need to focus on what you're desiring and not why you left the relationship. Because if you do, what's going to happen, Kim, right? What's going to happen? You're going to attract another one.
Yes.
Right.
I was just talking about that last night. I did a Facebook Live, and I was talking about that. I was talking about the crucial point in your life when you asked yourself the question, why?
Right.
When you asked yourself the question, why? How did I get here? Like, how come this is this way? And when you start asking yourself those questions, you start getting answers. And some of the answers you may be uncomfortable with because it doesn't speak very well of your thought process. You say, no, it's not my fault. You don't want to own this stuff. But the truth of the matter is, if you take a moment to do the work, to do the hard work of introspection and changing what you do, changing what you say, changing what you've allowed in your life, raising your standards, gaining clarity, not just knowing what you don't want, but knowing what you do want.
Totally.
Because there's a blueprint, Judy. There is a blueprint for a successful relationship. And I believe that if you follow the blueprint for a successful relationship, it is a no-fail.
Wow.
The problem is, and I'm going to be sending that out in a PDF in a little while.
Wow, I'm excited. Today, I want to see that.
Before I do my workshop, I'm going to be sending that out to everybody on my mailing list, because that's like really, in other words, it's no fail. It's just like any other business. You're an architect, right? And you really do get to design your life. You really do.
You really do. I couldn't agree with you more.
There are some things that we don't get to do. We don't get to say, when we're born. We don't get to say when we die. And we do not get to say, what family we're born into. You understand what I'm saying?
Totally.
But there are some other things that we do have.
Although they do say, Kim, that we chose our parents.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I think that when we embrace that theory, though, or God chose our parents for us, or we chose our parents, I think when we embrace that, it's really, things almost start to make sense, because I think we were put here to correct something. And I think when we look at our parents, and because I know for me, Kim, I totally believe that I was put here to end the cycle of pain, not only in my lineage, but in as much of the world as I can.
Yes.
So that's why I had the parents I had.
Right.
You know,
because it was because of them that you are who you are.
Exactly.
I got you. Yes.
And so we've got your website up. We've got your website up, Real Love Jones. Your email is reallovejones678@gmail.com. And we've got www.reallovejones.com. You can go to Kim's website. Go to Kim's website and check out, you know, some of her webinars and events coming up. And you can reach her at 516-513-8049. Is that correct, Kim?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, did I ever tell you I thought you had the most just soothing, amazing voice?
Did you really? No, I don't know. We've talked so much on phone.
No, you do. You just have this amazing, just soothing, passionate voice. And I just have to say, I am your greatest fan. I am so excited that you've been on the show this evening. You know, pick up Kim's book, Perfectly Imperfect. It's amazing. And I've just been hit with the 2-minute bell. So I'm going to say goodnight to you, my diva extraordinaire. God bless you for what you do.
God bless you.
And I will talk to you soon. We're looking forward to your next book.
Yes. Thank you, Judy. Love you, sweetheart.
Love you, sweetie. Good night. You know, relationships are mirrors of ourselves, and they take work and responsibility. You know, what we attract always mirrors either one of our qualities that we have or what our beliefs about relationships. You know, embrace the wonderful relationships. And for the ones that you want to change, start with yourself. You'll be amazed as to what happens. You know, work and nurture on your relationships. You know, they take work. They're not something to avoid or elude. See you next week on Wait No More. Just Ask Jude. Good night. Thank you for tuning in and making my show great. Remember, food determines your mood and your mood determines your food. See you next week on Wait No More, Just Ask Jude.